This is the Weather Channel.
Girls Like Girls podcast.
Welcome to the Girls Like Girls podcast. Thanks for tuning in to another episode. Real quick, we have our website that has our merch. It has our Girls Like Girls merch. So make sure you check that out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel so we know. Comment. Like it. We have our Spotify where you can listen. And we have Instagram, TikTok. Follow us, the Girls Like Girls podcast.
We need a little.
Yes, sir.
We need one of them fucking.
We still need that.
Well, I hope everyone out there is doing amazing. As you guys know, we just been busy. We ain't been dodging you guys, or we didn't forget about you guys. We literally just been. We've been on the life journey. So
agreed. And it's crazy because they'll still show love, like regardless. Like, you know, sometimes nothing's posted for that day, and they still come out and show support. So that's sick. I've noticed that.
That's like, that just goes to show you like the authenticity of like the people who really, really, really fuck with you. You know. You know, one thing that I've noticed that we literally get like nothing but love. Like, there's probably been like one or two people, you know, I try to like say some funny shit or some stupid shit, which is fine. But I feel like for the most part, everyone just on here shows, you know, their support and like says how much like shit we talk about brings them like awareness or like, you know what I'm saying? So as I feel like there's a lot of podcasts out there that you can be listening to or watching, and you choose to listen to us and watch us. So shout out to you the real MVP on that.
I want to start off with something it's viral. It went viral on TikTok.
Okay.
The likes are like 2 million, whatever, and the regular video has some millions. So
oh wow.
This TikTok was filmed in Kansas City. And it was an all-gender bathroom. I don't know if you guys seen it, but basically men can go into this bathroom and so can women. So it could be both genders inside. Again, like, you could be in the stall and there could be a guy next to you. You could be peeing, doing your business, and then there's a dude next to you in the stall, and then on the left there's a girl, and then there could be a child in there. It could go anyway. So this was in Kansas City again, and this girl just filmed a TikTok. She's like, well, I'm going into an all-gender bathroom for the first time. And then she's asking people in there, have you been in one of these bathrooms? And they're like, no, this is the first time. And everyone's like shook. But my question is, how do you guys feel? How do you feel about that?
Like, truthfully, I don't know how I feel about it. I probably wouldn't use the restroom.
Right.
Just because I feel like there's a lot of weirdos out there. You know, if we weren't in the era that we're in, where there wasn't so much like
bullshit
and just like perverted shit, and like, you know, it wouldn't really matter, right? Because at the end of the day, it's like, okay, you're a male, I'm a female, I know what you got, you know what I got, and respect it. Like, it is what it is, right? But I feel like in today's society, like, that's, and not to like victimize like the feminist side of who I am, but I feel like we just don't get respected as we should.
Yeah, I don't see the benefit of doing it. Like, what's the point?
Right.
Of it? Is it to like save like money, or is it to, I don't get what it's for. I just feel like it's opening more doors for negative than it is positive.
Right. So then, like, how do you feel about like transgender women, right? Like a man that's converted into a woman, going to a woman restroom. How do you feel about that, you know?
Yeah. I don't feel as if I would be harmed by it, because I guess I understand that they're wanting to like be a woman or are now a woman. So in that sense, like, if you're about that, then like there would be no harm next to us, for us. And I feel like that's happened. I'm pretty sure I've been like next to like a transgender.
I'm sure because it's kind of like it's the norm nowadays, right? But then I look at it like on the women perspective, like a trans man goes into a men's restroom. I feel like men will look at them
Judged.
like, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's shitty. Like, so maybe this bathroom is to minimize that. I mean, I don't know.
That
I
sounds
would like
like
to know though.
That sounds like the smartest possible outcome of that. Like,
You know, like that's crazy. If
But
anybody
yeah.
knows the reason why those
Yeah,
restrooms
please.
exist, please let us know.
but I'm like kids, like
Now that's okay. So like, how do you feel about like normalizing a kid's brain to accept and understand like the whole gay, like LGBTQ?
yeah. I was just talking about this because I said I'm gonna answer that.
Yeah.
But I was just talking to someone about how I guess it was a thing. If Disney was to put out some movie or skit about like a gay person, so a girl on girl relationship or like a man on man relationship, I do feel like that would influence without them like even knowing. I feel like they're gonna think that that's okay to do that at that age.
Right.
So
There's a time and age for everything, right?
yeah, but even then, it's like even a straight couple. If there's a straight couple making out and that's like Disney or something, I'm still gonna be upset about that. Like, I remember my mom like always closing my eyes, like when shit came up and it was inappropriate. Like, I just know that would influence someone. That's in their head now.
Right.
And not that it's bad or good, but allow the kid to make a decision, their own decision when they get older, not influenced by their favorite movie or something. Let's say the kid does watch something that is like inappropriate.
Right.
This kid is now more advanced
Yeah.
than a normal kid. Now, like, what if this kid starts pressuring another kid to do something at such a young age? Now the kid's like considered perverted or something.
Yeah,
like,
no, that's real shit.
There's kids at my camp that like touch each other's butts, and like one kid had their hand down someone else's pants, like another kid's pants, and it's like, where do you learn that shit from? Where are you learning that shit? Are your parents doing that shit in front of you?
Yeah.
Or are you watching it?
It's the amount of time where they spend it, and if half the day is with you, and obviously you're not teaching them that.
Yeah.
So, you know, the other half of the time it's at home, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's sad though. It's crazy. Like, people, like, yeah, kids are innocent, but you have to understand, like, kids are sponges.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, they gravitate to everything, and they don't fully know right from wrong. And so it's like, you have to be very mindful of what you teach them and how you speak to them, and like, you know, how you discipline them, and like, shit's crazy. Like, you know, we won't go into too much detail, but
Yeah, it can get sensitive.
I was very young. I was very, very young. And I like probably like second or third grade young. And I seen some shit on a movie. Mm-hmm. That truthfully, like, I don't want to say it scarred me, but that picture never went away.
Yeah.
You know, so it was like, and it was by my curiosity that it was kind of like, I didn't really know that movie was already in the DVD.
Oh, shit.
So, you know, I just kind of like, whatever, like, but it's just crazy, like, how you're so innocent, and then, like, you see that shit and your mind processes it, but it's like, it doesn't fully process it because it's like, you don't know what it is. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So it's like, but you have that fucking image for the rest of your life, like, to this day.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, damn, could that be the reason why I'm gay now? Like, fuck. But to each its own. I respect everyone's beliefs and perceptions, but I'm definitely big on that too.
What was I gonna say? It's leaving.
It's leaving. Tell the motherfucker, come back.
Oh, shit,
come back.
Let me think. This could be the last thing on this topic, but I remember when I was younger. See, I have an older brother. You have an older brother. You have two older brothers. My older brother was like a little boy reaches an age at like 11,
Right.
12, 13, where they start getting curious and they start like, like want to watch certain things.
Right.
So my brother was like, Leslie, come on. Look, it was him and his friend, and he was like, them two were like, look, we're going to look this up. And I was like, okay, so I'm 4 years younger than my brother. So 12, 11, 10, I'm 9 or 8. And at that age, that was the first time I fucking watched something. Like, my brother was on it, and his friend was like, look. And I looked, and I was like, bro, what the fuck
is that? That's crazy.
They used to watch, like, Girls Gone Wild. Like,
yeah, that's... Well...
Yo, me too. Shit.
Fuck. Like, I didn't really want to break it to you guys, but, since you want to spill the tea, I'm going to just go ahead and...
Like, why?
No, that's crazy.
At, like, 8 years old, my mom doesn't know. Like...
See, but now you have that in the back of your head.
Always.
And there's, like, this guilt of, like, you're not supposed to be seeing that. But you're still too young to, like, take it fully in and be like, damn, I just seen some girl's titties. Or, like, like, it's a lot. And that's what fucks you.
You realize it as you get older.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
Do you believe, like, you're born gay?
I feel like that's a question that is, like, that's a hard one to answer because... Like, where's the proof in anything?
Like, is there a real gene out in the fucking world
the gay gene.
that says you're
gay
gay?
Gene.
Like, no, I think, man, this shit's crazy. Whether you're gay by choice or you're gay by, like, a traumatic, like, thing that happened to you and you're just, like, I don't know. There's, like, a variety of, like, components that can build you to be that person,
Yeah, for sure.
And I feel like a lot of people would just look at it like, oh, well, I'm just sexually attracted to women.
Mm-hmm.
But it can't just be that.
Yeah.
Because at some point you're going to get tired of being sexually attracted to women. And it's like...
Then they're going to go back to on their word.
At what point are you, like, internally happy? And, like, accept you for you? That kind of leads into my, like, next question. Like, who are you? Have you ever thought of that?
Yeah, I have. I've...
Like, not just surface level, though. Like, deep.
Surface level.
Surface level. Like, deeply, like, inside. Like,
yeah.
You feel it inside. No, but seriously, like...
I think there's who we are as how we came out, who my mom is, who my dad is, like, who I am that way, and then there's who I want to be in life. And... the character you have to be just to go through life and what's going to make you happy.
Like, do you feel from, like, the moment you were born to, like, 6 years old, like, everything that you can possibly remember that happened to you in that time, like, do you feel that build who you are today?
I actually have heard that that's, like, a very, like you said, like how kids are sponges.
Right.
That's, like, a time where it's, you fucking taking everything. Now that I think about little Leslie, like, when I was that age, I'm like, yeah, I mean, I was still very hard-headed.
Mm-hmm.
Still very curious to know a lot of things. Like, I always ask questions. I've asked questions since I was freaking little. My mom used to sit my tias and my tios and all my cousins down on the couch, and my mom would say, Leslie, go entertain us. And I'd be like, all right. So I'd get up and, like, stand in the middle, and they would, like, turn on music or something, and I would just, like, start dancing. And I'm still like that to this day. Like, I love to make people laugh. I love to be around people that can make me laugh.
It's crazy to think, like, that's been scientifically proven to where literally from when you're born. And I even feel like even before you're actually born, like, when you're in the womb.
Oh, yeah,
you feel everything that
mm-hmm.
your mom is going through. You know what I'm saying? Like, and there's no deeper, better connection than that because you're literally... there's a cord.
Yeah.
So I feel like when she had me from, like, till I was 6 years old, from what I can remember, it was like I had a very loving childhood. Like, I can't say I was neglected or, like, not loved. I was very much loved, but there was a lot of shit that I seen
mm-hmm.
that I don't ever wish that on any kid or, like, on any person, really, because it's like it really boggles your mind as
mm-hmm.
you grow older, you know. And then you start to think like, is that how you're supposed to live? You know? And then you start to question like other people. You go to your friend's house and you see their household, and it's just like totally different, you know? So it's like all these questions and like these emotions like run through your mind and your body, and you're just like, fuck, like. And I feel like when you hit, I don't know, like your teens, that's kind of when that true curiosity builds, where it's like you want to explore that question. I feel like when I heard that video, it was like I had never really thought of like, who are you really, you know? Like, because we always think like, okay, what is my purpose in life, and this and that, but like, fuck, like if you really sit down and and let that question like sink in, and like go back to like your childhood, and like think about how you felt when you were a kid, and like think about like those good times and those bad times, and like just all the shit, right? And I feel like it's huge. It definitely makes sense on why I am the way I am, and who I want to be, better yet.
Yeah. I think it makes sense.
You had said you were a curious person. Yeah. So you consider yourself a curious person?
Definitely to a certain extent. I'm curious. It comes to bettering myself, very curious. Like, I'm gonna go search for the book. I'm gonna go online, look up the YouTube video, like curiosity like that in that way. But if it comes to like you and your buddy and something happened, like, I don't give a fuck.
And like, what sense though? Like, what if someone's talking bad about you? Are you curious to know like why?
I would ask myself in my head, but I think I would have a little bit too much pride to ask why. It depends. Like, if it was you, I'd be like, why? But
why?
Like, if it's some fucking bird on the street, I don't give a fuck. Like, bro, you know how many people talk about you without you knowing?
Yeah, no, I know
So
for sure.
many.
But I just, like, there's always that, I'm that white person.
The what person?
The why.
Why? Okay.
And I've been told as many times in my life, curiosity kills the cat.
Yeah.
And you know what? Maybe one day, like, that'll be the way I go out in the world. It's because there is a why to everything. But the need for you to know isn't always there. Like, you don't have to know everything. Mm-hmm. Even if you want to know. You know, and I feel like if you can come to acceptance with that, your life will be a lot easier.
Yep. Do you think the youngest sibling has the most weight on our shoulders?
100%.
Why is it?
100 and 1,000%.
I definitely agree too.
Because I feel like, oh, you're the last kid. We already fucked up, so you have it all figured out.
What you gonna do?
You know, like,
what you gonna do?
Well, I didn't go to college, so you gotta go to college. Or it's like, you know, like, oh, I'm already old. Like, I can't take care of mom. Like, you gotta do it. It's like, what?
I feel like it's like, we got hope. Like, you're the last one. We got hope.
Yeah, I know, for sure. But
it's like the sixth man off the bench. Like, what you gonna do?
But, do you feel like that's fair, though? Do you feel like that's how it's supposed to be?
I don't think it's fair, but I don't mind it.
Fair enough. I don't mind it either, but I feel like they gotta understand that you still gotta figure shit out, and it's like 20 years ago the world wasn't
different. Yeah,
it wasn't what it is now, so it's like so much shit has evolved, so you can't expect me to think or like be the same, not really the same, but like do shit the way you did it, if not better, because that game is not even the same anymore. You know what I mean?
I heard something that said, if you can, I think Gary Vee said it. He said, if you could take your parents' work ethic and combine it with just what this generation knows with like social media or whatever the case is, you could make so much money. And that's so true. Like, if people had the work ethic to be consistent or just do YouTube or something, like, shit. Okay, I guess let me just get something off my chest. I guess Please like do. A pet peeve or something. I guess I'm a believer in respect is earned, it's not given. I truly believe that. And you know, I was raised the opposite way. My mom raised me as you give everyone respect, And when, everyone is on the same level as you, respect everyone the way you want to be respected. So as I got older, I realized, no, I'm not going to respect someone the same way because what if they're an asshole? I'm not going to respect that. What if I don't agree with just what they're doing? I'm not going to respect it. And I stand on that. So that's what I feel today. Someone came to me, and before they could have a conversation with me or even shake my hand, I feel as if they disrespected me. That automatically is like, I'm at your throat now. Like, I don't like you now. So now I have this fucking, what is it? Vengeance, whatever the fuck you want to call it, towards you. Now I don't like you. I don't want to be around you. If I see you, I'm probably going to say something to you. And I did say something. And they apologized. I don't like when people disrespect before they have the opportunity to respect you. If that makes sense.
The thing that they said to you, I feel like if it wasn't true or it didn't apply to you, you shouldn't have felt disrespected. One, because you don't know that person, right? And they don't know you.
Right.
So it's like if a stranger just walked up right now and was like, hey, you have a shitty fucking car. Mm-hmm. You don't know who that person is. Yeah. And whether they believe that or not, like, that's their opinion, right? So would you feel disrespected?
I mean,
it's just a car at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's like we go back into like how you react to things. So I don't know. It's kind of like obviously you have to set a baseline for everyone. But I mean, first impressions are everything.
Yeah.
I think if you definitely want to build someone or something with someone that you don't know, you don't want to come off disrespectful. But you got to understand, like, a lot of people are very ignorant and they don't know the difference of that. So it's at the end of the day, it's like for you to feel disrespected, that choice was yours. If I respect you and you come off disrespectful, then I just no longer want to fuck with you at that point. But I'm not going to disrespect you because you just disrespected me, because then that means I just lowered my standard to where the fuck you're at. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to keep my character intact because this is who I am, you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah. Like I said, obviously there's a baseline to everything. Like, they keep pushing it. You're not going to sit there and just take disrespect left and right.
It's like when two people meet, it's mutual.
Right.
Or it's neutral. And then there's respect. And then there's disrespect. And the first thing, if it's not here and you're here, boy, for what? Like, some people just have a bad day. I understand that. But it's your choice to change your attitude.
Right, for sure. I don't know.
See what happens when I work? I be getting in
fucking
arguments.
I can't do this shit. I get fired on my first day.
I can't do this shit, man.
Do you think we're addicted to acceptance?
Shit, yeah. In a way. A lot of people on social media, I think. Because that's all it is acceptance.
I came across this guy and I was like telling him, like, yeah, I got a brand, this and that. And he said, oh, it's pretty cool. And I was like showing him some of my designs, and he was just like, do you come up with all this stuff? And I was like, yeah. I was like, for the most part, like, a lot of the ideas, like, just like, there'll be days where I just sit and then I think of something and then I just write it down, and then later on I come up with the design or a drawing. I was like, but there's some images that, like the Self-Love Club, that was
fucking
inspired.
Love that.
I was inspired. I seen that on there and I was like, what, I'm gonna look this shit up, and I came across this fucking logo and I was like, what, I made the stay bold, never fold in bubbly letters or whatever the fuck. And he's just like, what, like, that's cool, but he's like, always do what you like and what matters to you. Because I was like, yeah, and like I just did this one, like, it's been a hit, like, people have been like fucking like demanding it like left and right. Mm-hmm. And he was like, that's cool. He's like, but just know, like, at some point, like, that's gonna come to an end, and like you're gonna feel like a sense of failure when everyone has that shirt already and like you can't come up with something else. And if you do come up with something else, it doesn't sell as much as that one because that wasn't like your original idea or your original creation, because it was just something you were inspired by. And you just kind of took it and ran with it, And I was like, damn, that's crazy. Like I've thought of that, but I never really thought of it in that light, because it was like sometimes I do go based on like the colors and just certain like fonts and shit that people like, because obviously like I want people sporting my shit.
Yeah.
You know, but like ultimately I've always said this and I'll always say it. Like what matters to me is like the message. You know? And whether it's in some basic as Times New Roman font or some like crazy ass graffiti font, like I want you to wear that shit because you genuinely feel what I'm trying to express, you know? Not because I did this fire ass design that looks like an off-white or a fucking, you know what I mean? Like for a second I kind of fell into like the acceptance part. And I was like, it's so true. Like you should always just do what feels right to you, and like the people who really rock your shit will wear it with pride, you know, and pay whatever it is like you're quoting it at. So it's like, I don't know, it's crazy. It's crazy to think like 2023 where that's really what it's about.
You know, there was times where I did shoes and I sent them out. The customer hated them. They said, what the fuck is this? And that shit fucking hurts to put all your work into it, all your fucking time, and for them to say they don't like it. So that's okay. That's okay, but I didn't get their fucking like pat on the back. So is that acceptance? Is that me wanting their acceptance?
Don't you feel like that helps you grow a little bit?
Definitely. Yeah, for sure. At the time though, that was like the worst thing. Like I was down bad in my head for like 2 days.
See, that's the shit that's the key right there. Like you can't allow that shit to drown you. You know?
Yeah, you can't. You
like,
can't.
You're in a water cup. You're literally like this, like putting your fucking nose in your mouth. And it's like just picking up your head and being like, all right, cool, like fuck it, just, you know what I mean?
It's that victim mentality too.
Right. I'm better off like accepting that than for you to be like, oh yeah, I like them, cool, whatever, and then never rock my shit because you think they're trash. Like, exactly. I want you to tell me my shit's trash so I can redo it for you, or like, you know, like, but in a creative mindset, like you said, you give it your all, and you're just like,
yeah, that's crazy. If you want to start something up, just do it. just do it.
Like literally, just fucking start. Like don't think about it for too long. Like don't. It's crazy. Like the more you overthink it, the longer it's gonna take for you to start. And like truthfully, you're gonna fucking fail anyway. So you might as well start failing now.
Exactly.
So you can learn for tomorrow, and then tomorrow's a new day. And guess what? All the 10 failures that you had today, you have 10 new ways to figure out how you're gonna redo it tomorrow.
I failed. I have failed before.
And you're gonna fail even more.
See, I didn't start learning this shit until like last year, almost 6 months ago. It's like, bro, now that I already did that, like now I don't gotta worry about doing it. Fail now so you can keep going.
Like I feel like the older I've gotten, that's truly what I've learned. Like it's probably the most beautiful thing I've learned in life is truly failing, because like there's no better teacher than that.
And going through it,
you know, because someone can give you advice and someone can teach you, but not until you actually do it. That's when it makes a difference.
It's different.
It is.
Like,
you can different. Watch 100 YouTube videos on how to do it, this and that. It's not gonna be the same. I guarantee you. Like you really just have to just dive deep, like fucking Rick Ross tried to do at that party, and he fucking ate it, just like that. But guess what? He's still Rick Ross. He didn't
Ricky Rose.
He fucked up. Like that's gonna be a meme for like the next 10 years. But you know what? That shit don't matter, cause he knows he can dive. He knows how to dive. Right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's actually a perfect example of what we trying to get our point across here. What has been on your mind? What's been on your mind recently that you want to share with people out there, since we've been a little busy with our time and just kind of crazy with it.
I want to motivate people to continue to be themselves, because once you know yourself, or at least working towards yourself, a lot of great things happen, a lot of doors open. That's what I want to say. That's what's been on my mind lately.
Definitely just be you and trust divine timing, and just let shit unfold how it's gonna unfold, and take notes of everything, because if that shit goes over your head, you're gonna have to redo it over and over again until you finally get it. And one thing that I heard today was, if you want to go far, you gotta do it together. If you want to go fast, you gotta go alone. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're trying to build something, you're trying to create something, whether it's a brand, a podcast, whatever it is, be mindful of that. Stay bold, never fold.
Stay will never fold.